Hey, welcome back, first graders, for day 2 of opinion writing. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the materials that we need. You will be needing a pencil again with an eraser because I want to make sure that if you make a mistake, you can go back and erase it. If you use a pen, you won't be able to do that. And so we want to make sure that we turn good, clean work in, okay? I'm hoping by now that you have your writing journal and your word wall. And if you do not, again, you can solve the problem by grabbing a piece of paper and a pencil and do your writing for that on there, but you will need your writing journal and your piece of writing from the previous lesson to work on today. Our writing goal is I can use an opinion and reasons to write about the worst food. I can write a closing sentence. I'm going to repeat that again because, again, it's a lot of information. And before I continue with my writing, I want to make sure that I understand what I have to do. So it looks like here I'm going to use my opinion that I wrote on Monday and continue to write reasons to write about the worst food. I'm also going to write a closing sentence today. On Monday, what did we work on, friends? Well, we worked on writing opinions about the worst food, and we gave 2 reasons explaining why. On this slide, you can see that I took a picture of my writing, so you can see the opinion that we wrote and the reasons that we included to explain why mushrooms are the worst food. What I want you to do right now is grab your piece of writing and I want you to reread or read again your writing from Monday. So take a minute to do that right now. Great. Now that you have reread your writing, we're going to go ahead and continue by listening to me reread my writing. Mushrooms are the worst food. It is chewy and it sticks to your teeth. It tastes like clams. I don't like clams either. And there's my opinion and my 2 reasons that I wrote on Monday. We're going to be working on telling more, and I'm going to use 2 more reasons to explain why mushrooms are the worst food. Here's my sentence sim that I can use to add on that extra information. And so I know that mushrooms are the worst food because there are dark spots on the mushrooms and they are slimy. Those are my 2 new reasons to explain why mushrooms are the worst food. On Monday, we worked on writing our opinion and we wrote down 2 reasons. Today, we are adding 2 more reasons to explain why the food that we chose is the worst food. Now, you can see in my writing journal for today that I have added 2 more reasons. I explained to you that mushrooms have dark spots and they are also slimy. So those are my new 2 reasons why I explained that mushrooms are the worst food. With our closing sentence, we used this last week to wrap up our writing, to let the reader know that we have come to an end, okay? And it also reminds our reader of our opinion. Here were some examples that we can use to end our writing, to let the reader know that we are done. Blank is the worst. That is why I think blank is not good. I do not like blank. And remember, in the blank, you are including the food that you chose to explain why it is the worst. Well, here is my example. For my closing sentence, I'll remind the reader that is why mushrooms are the worst food you can eat. That's another example of a closing sentence that I can use to wrap up my writing. Now, I want you to think about what closing sentence are you going to use today, okay? In my writing here at the bottom in the blue, you can see that I included my closing sentence. That is why mushrooms are the worst food you can eat. Now, I didn't have space on one page, and that's okay. You can roll over to the next page and add and continue to your writing, okay? But again, going back to the closing sentence, I would like you to think right now, what are you going to use to end your writing today? You take a second to think about it, and when you are ready, give me a silent thumb. All right, I see many thumbs up. You have chosen a closing sentence, okay? All right, first graders, now it's your turn to try this independently. In your writing journal today, again, you are going to add 2 more reasons to explain why your food is the worst food. You are also going to wrap up your writing by adding a closing sentence, okay? Letting the reader know about your opinion again. When you are all finished, you are going to check your work by using the headline, beltline, tone line, and making sure that you are forming your letters correctly. Is it a chicken letter? Is it a giraffe letter? Is it a monkey letter? Please check your capitals at the beginning of the sentence, your punctuation for periods, question marks, exclamation points. If you are having a hard time spelling some words out, you know you can use your word wall or use your letters and sounds to build the word. At the end of all of this, when you are done checking your work, ask yourself, does my writing make sense? Is it clear for the reader? First graders, I'm so proud of all the hard work you've done so far this week with your writing. I will see you on Friday for a new lesson. Keep up the hard work.